A major component of Kemp's application delivery fabric is around the flexibility of licensing your ADCs. Kemp's Metered Enterprise Licensing Agreement, MELA, allows customers to deploy an unlimited amount of virtual LoadMasters and pay based solely on consumption. This how-to video will provide a step-by-step on setting up MELA, the licensing of LoadMasters, and an overview of the reporting available to gain insights of usage. There are just a few steps in order to get MELA up and running. To begin, a Kemp 360 Central instance must be deployed. All LoadMasters will be licensed and can be managed through this instance. 360 Central can be deployed in Kemp's public cloud offerings or on any of the supported hypervisor platforms. A full list and download are provided from the following link. Once Kemp 360 Central is deployed, a MELA license obtained from Kemp is applied. This allows for local activation and licensing of virtual LoadMasters. Some optional configuration can be performed on 360 Central. And finally, LoadMasters can be deployed and licensed against 360 Central. And remember, these unlimited virtual LoadMasters can be deployed anywhere and everywhere you're running your workloads. To start off, navigate to the metered licensing download page. You can log in using your Kemp ID. If you don't have a Kemp ID, you may sign up for one here. Once logged in, select your country, accept the terms, and scroll down and select the preferred hypervisor platform, or click a link to be directed to the public cloud offerings. In this how-to video, I won't get into the actual deployment of each of these platforms, but the documentation of these steps can be found on Kemp's website. Just navigate to Support and Services and Documentation. Here you'll find the Kemp 360 installation and feature description guides. Here I've deployed Kemp 360 Central in a Hyper-V environment. Once the 360 Central boots up, I can connect to it via the web console over port 443. I'll accept the certificate warning, click Continue, and accept the end user license agreement. At this point, we need to license Kemp 360 Central. In most cases, you'll select the online licensing option. Enter the contract ID provided by Kemp, and enter your Kemp ID and password associated with that contract ID. Next, we need to enter a complex password for the admin account. Finally, we can log into Kemp 360 Central with the admin account and new password. On initial login, we're brought to the Welcome On Board page. Here you have the ability to add a device. Since we're using MELA, the devices will be added automatically when we license the LoadMasters later in this demo. However, in the event there are non-MELA LoadMasters or third-party ADCs in the environment, those can be added now or later through network and device administration. Next, we have the option of setting SMTP settings. These are used for notifications and for emailing of scheduled usage reports. Now that we deployed Kemp 360 Central, obtained and applied the license, did our initial configuration, we're ready to deploy and license LoadMasters. As with Kemp 360, virtual LoadMasters can be deployed in any of our supported virtualization platforms or public cloud. You must deploy the LoadMasters labeled as MELA. And once again, I won't go through the deployment of all these different options, but instructions can be found on Kemp's website for each of these. Clearly, in this demo, I'm using LoadMaster deployed in Azure. I've already deployed the LoadMaster and ready to license. First, I'll connect to the LoadMaster via the web user interface IP address. I'll accept the certificate warning and log in with the default BAL account and password I created through the Azure deployment. To license the LoadMaster for MELA, select Local Activation and click Activate Now. Enter the IP address at Kemp 360 Central and click Set Address. Finally, click Activate. Select the VLM Max license and click Continue, and the LoadMaster is licensed. Now we can go back to Kemp 360 Central, find the newly added LoadMaster in Network and Device Administration, and perform the last required step for all LoadMasters licensed for MELA. The LoadMaster will send its private IP address. Since this LoadMaster is running in the public cloud, and Kemp 360 Central is running in my Hyper-V environment, I need to make some modifications to this device. So I'll select the LoadMaster and edit. First, I need to change the IP address and port to reflect the assigned address from Azure, give it a friendly name, and set the password. Now the LoadMaster is visible and in a healthy state. You have the ability to group your ADCs per network or site. Here I can update the network created by the LoadMaster to reflect the public IP address and give it a friendly name. Now I just have to simply move the LoadMaster to this network. Add your additional LoadMasters or your third-party ADCs to Kemp 360 Central. Once you have Kemp 360 Central populated, it's time to get to some reporting. For MELA usage, you can click Settings and Metered Licensing Management. Here we see a count of all MELA LoadMasters licensed to Kemp 360 Central. Click MELA Report to see the actual usage during a specific period per ADC. This MELA report includes the throughput and SSL transactions per second, as well as the top 5 devices with the most usage. Additional reporting is also available, which allows for scheduled reports, either daily, weekly, or monthly. Just enter email addresses and select one or more ADCs to report on, including third-party. Hopefully this how-to video demonstrated how simple it is to set up Kemp 360 Central and metered licensing. For more information on Kemp's application delivery fabric, visit kemptechnologies.com. Thank you for watching.